How's it going, girls? It's your boy, and I'm back hitting y'all with some more fucking Ducky Literature Club. And we're going to continue off where we left off at, and we left off at, where did we leave off at? I think last time we was on, we stopped, like, where we was finna show the poems. And that one girl was acting real crazy, like, and all that shit. Yeah, that's her name. But alright, let's get it. I saved the times and shit, just because I was kind of confused. But anyway, let's get back to where we started. My hair is a mess. Anyway, why don't we start sharing our poems with each other? Why are you out so far? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. Who should I show my poem to first? Well, usually I go with Yuri, so Yuri gone. So let's go with Natsuki. I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I share mine with her first. Dot, bitch. Dot, question mark. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. Really? That's a little blunt. That's a little bitchy. Well, excuse me. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know why I said it like that. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can see, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Nice. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. I don't know, why did it take me a minute to realize how to say that word? So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. It don't hit hard. Like in this poem. Your poem is shit. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Okay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feelings in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. I mean, let's show our poem to the wall. Right? I mean, what's the point of even asking? Monica, what's up? What you got? Hi, Azuto. Having a good time so far? Ah, yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in things. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Azuto. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Azuto. I was going, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. Really? Because I just picked a whole bunch of random shit. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. It's not deep at all. It's random as fuck. I guess I underestimated you. More like you're overestimating me. It's easy for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? No, this was random as shit, bro. Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. I mean. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally giving up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she's getting so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strong. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Eh? Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to be not very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I guess. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burnt eyes has no longer see colors. Are there other in this room? Are they talking, or are they simple poems on flat sheet paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crickle, closing in on me. The air I breathe, despite before it reached my lungs. I panicked. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fear, I brandish my pen. Bro, it's so fucking hard to read her poems. It always has been with that cursive writing she do. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. I wouldn't know. I don't care. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you can say that I had some kind of emphasis recently. It's influenced my poems a bit. And I don't know how to say that word. I'm not even gonna try. I know I fucked up the first time. I'm not finna try a second time. Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on. Strongly, my bad. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on specific points. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. That's actually pretty good advice, I guess. Yeah. That's kind of what I did before. When I wrote a story, I wrote a short story. A short horror story. Only story I ever wrote. I don't know where is that. I'm pretty sure it's in a notebook somewhere back there. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Who should I mean, there's only one person. ... As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Eh? What was that? ... Question mark. Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Eh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphor indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. ... Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changed. Her stamina is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by experience and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Not to can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. You're such a little bitch. Finish your sentence. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. If you're too afraid to say shit to their face, yeah. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't it supposed to be a literature club? Oh God. Ghost under the light, the something of my hair illuminates beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the lost remaining sheet light to have withstood the test of time, the last get to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. What? Man, write normally, bruh. Having to read this cursive shit on my screen is shitty, bro. It's so small, too small for cursive. Dot. I don't know. I'm sorry. I have such terrible handwriting. Yes, you do. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. I was. But it took you a long time to read. Shut the fuck up. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Hehe. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Azuto. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experience in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolical compared to a ghost, lingering her last remaining place of comfort, unable to go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more Solomon putting it that way. Solomon. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Azuto. Me too. For me? You doing it for me? Pew. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I end up getting myself into. Across the room, Monica is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki eyebrows furrows in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you had to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did you, by the way? Monica liked it. And Azuto did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate your offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Just completely cut her off, shut that shit down. This the same shit that happened before, right? And Azuto liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Ooh, bringing me into this shit, why? Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Azuto appreciated my advice more than you appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Azuto started showing. Boom. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Taking out your own insecurity on others like that? You're really acting as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking, you wanna be edgy bitch. Ooh. Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful or you might cut yourself on the edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Azuto hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turned towards me as if she noticed I was standing here. Azuto, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. Dot dot dot. How did it? What? Yeah. Yuri, what? I should wait. Huh? No. Wait. Why? That's not the. Oh, hi. Dot dot dot. Hi. Dot dot dot. Dot. Hello. Hey, Azuto? Yes? Why don't we step outside for a little bit? Okay? But, I'm trying to click Yuri. Sorry about that. What? Shit was just getting lit, bro. What the fuck? They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. They shouldn't have, but it started getting awesome. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even confront my own club member properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. But I never had it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'll be happy to spend time with you instead. Trying to keep me all to yourself? Come on, everybody deserves a little bit of the Azuto. I can't just give my all just to you, girls. The other girls need a little bit of me too, you know how it is. Hey. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. Dot dot dot. Oh, she crying. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're all done. They're done. Well, not all. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Should this... How much longer should this video go on? Because I feel like this is a good part. But I don't want this video to get too long. Or did... Azuto? Please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki would forget all about it tomorrow. Completely. Dot dot dot. Anyway, the meeting's over. You can go home now if you want. Dot dot dot. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take the responsibility today. It's kind of sounding like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Azuto. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate you. Uh, 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 uh. We are going to end this video off right there. End it off right there, right? Ending things off right there. We don't know what's gonna happen next. We're gonna see in the next episode if this crazy bitch gonna attack Natsuki or not. I don't know. We're gonna see. This bitch acting creepy. I don't know what's happening. She's gonna stab me. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more videos to come. Comment down below on, I don't know, some shit. And yeah, I'll see you people in the next video. Whatever I make.